If you have big dreams but no action, watch this inspirational story in English. Daniel slammed his laptop shut at 11:47 p.m. Not because he finished anything, because he was tired of looking at the blank page. He had spent the last 4 hours planning color-coded notes, a 3-year roadmap, a vision board he built at 2 a.m. last Saturday. It looked incredible, organized, serious, the kind of plan that makes you feel like you've already done something. But nothing was written, nothing was built, nothing was sent. Do you know that feeling? That gap between who you are at night, ambitious, fired up, ready to change everything, and who you are in the morning, hitting snooze for the 4th time? That's not a story about someone else. That's the mirror this video is holding up. And if you stay until the end, something will shift. Not because of magic, because of truth. Daniel was not lazy in the way people describe lazy. He was smart. Everyone said so. His mother said he was going to do great things. His teachers said he thought differently. His friends always came to him with problems because he always had the answer. He had plans for a podcast, plans for a business, plans for a book he'd been writing in his head for 6 years. 6 years. The entire plot existed, characters, chapters, the ending that would make people cry. All of it lived perfectly inside his mind, untouched, safe, waiting. I'll start tomorrow, he told himself every night. And every night he meant it. That's the part nobody talks about. Daniel wasn't lying to himself. He genuinely believed tomorrow was going to be different. He felt the intention. It was warm and real in his chest, like a fire he was absolutely certain would still be burning in the morning. But morning came, and the fire was gone. So he'd rebuild it at night. New plan, new energy, new version of tomorrow. And the cycle continued, not out of weakness, but out of something quieter and harder to name. Because here's what nobody told Daniel. The comfort of planning feels identical to the satisfaction of doing. His brain couldn't tell the difference. The dopamine hit from writing a new to-do list was the same as the dopamine hit from completing one. So why suffer through the hard part? Weeks passed like that. Then months. He stopped counting. His phone became his evening companion. Scroll, watch, react, repeat. Not because he was avoiding life, he told himself he was resting, recharging, preparing. And maybe he was, at first. But somewhere came routine. And routine became the wall between Daniel and everything he said he wanted. He was 27. Talented. Stuck. If this is already hitting something in you, good. That means you're paying attention. Drop a comment below. Just say I'm Daniel. You'd be surprised how many people feel exactly what you're feeling right now. It was a Thursday when everything cracked open. Daniel was at a coffee shop, the same one he used to say he'd work from when he finally started his podcast. He was just there for coffee, just passing through. That's what he told himself. Then he heard his name. Daniel? He turned. It was Marcus. Same school. Same broke student energy back in the day. Marcus, who used to borrow Daniel's notes because he never paid attention in class. Marcus, who Daniel had, if he was being honest, always considered a little less sharp. Marcus looked different. Not arrogant. Just settled. Like a man who had put something down and picked something better up. Bro, it's been forever, Marcus said, smiling wide, pulling out a chair. What are you up to these days? And Daniel felt it. That familiar coil in the chest. The slight tightening around the throat when you're about to answer a question you've been avoiding for years. I'm working on some things, Daniel said. You know how it is. Marcus nodded, but his eyes were kind, not judgmental. I hear you. I was in that place for a long time. Something about the way he said it made Daniel look up. What do you mean? I mean, I had ideas and no output. Plans and no product. I had a whole business in my head for almost 2 years. What changed? Marcus leaned back and looked at him the way people look at you when they're about to say something real. Honestly, I stopped waiting to feel ready. Daniel laughed, a little defensive. That's easy to say. No, listen, Marcus said, leaning forward now. I'm not talking about discipline or waking up at 5 a.m. or any of that. I'm talking about I just did one thing. One ugly, unimpressive thing. I recorded a 3-minute voice note about my idea. That's it. I didn't post it. I didn't edit it. I just did it. And that changed everything? It was clunky. It didn't sound like a book. It sounded like someone clearing their throat before a speech. But it existed now, in the world, outside of his head, and that made it real in a way that 6 years of imagination never had. He stared at it for a long time. Then he closed the laptop, set his alarm, and went to sleep. The next morning, he didn't write anything. The morning after that, he wrote 3 more sentences. Terrible sentences. But 3. By the end of the week, he had a paragraph. One paragraph that took him 7 days. Any writer would laugh. But Daniel didn't care, because Daniel wasn't measuring himself against writers anymore. He was measuring himself against yesterday's version of Daniel, the one who had nothing. One paragraph was infinite compared to nothing. And something unexpected happened inside that paragraph. paragraph, he felt something he hadn't felt in years. Not pride, not confidence, something quieter. Something like, I am a person who does things. That feeling, small and unglamorous as it was, became the thing he chased. Not success, not applause, just that quiet identity of a person in motion. Some mornings he skipped it. He'd wake up tired, talk himself out of it, and feel that familiar guilt by evening. But he didn't call those days failures anymore. He called them human. And the next day, he sat down again. 5 minutes, then 10, then 20. Not a transformation, a direction. Months later, Daniel still wasn't successful. He hadn't launched anything, hadn't gone viral, hadn't become a version of himself that would impress anyone at a coffee shop. But he was writing, every day or close enough to it. And the book that had lived untouched in his mind for 6 years had pages now. Imperfect, alive pages. He was no longer the man with plans. He was becoming the man with work. And here's what he told his younger cousin one evening when she said she wanted to start a YouTube channel but didn't feel ready. You're not lazy, he said. I promise you, you're not lazy. You're just waiting for motivation to arrive before you move. Like a train waiting for the tracks to appear. But the tracks get built by moving. You build them under yourself as you go. She looked at him. What if I start and it's bad? It will be bad, he said. Start anyway. The bad version of you that starts is already better than the perfect version of you that never does. That's the truth this story was always building toward. Not Daniel's story. Yours. You are not broken. You are not uniquely undisciplined. You are not someone who dreams but doesn't deserve to achieve. You are someone who has been waiting for the feeling before taking the step. And the feeling, the clarity, the confidence, the momentum, it doesn't come before. It comes after. The first step won't feel like a breakthrough. It will feel small and awkward and insufficient. That's exactly how it's supposed to feel. That's what a real beginning feels like. Not a movie montage. Not a lightning bolt. Just a person sitting down and doing one thing. One thing today. One thing tomorrow. One paragraph. One sketch. One email. 1 minute of work on the thing you keep saying you'll start. That's it. That's the whole secret everyone who figured it out is trying to tell you. You already have the dream. You've always had the dream. The only thing standing between you and it isn't talent, or time, or opportunity. It's the next 5 minutes. So close this video. Open the thing. Write the first bad sentence. Record the first awkward clip. Make the first imperfect version of whatever it is you've been imagining. And do it before tomorrow comes, because tomorrow has been lying to you for long enough. If this story moved you, don't let that feeling disappear into the next scroll. Subscribe to this channel so stories like this find you when you need them most. Leave a comment below. Tell me, what's the one thing you've been putting off?